What's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. And we have had ourselves a busy week. It's been a busy couple of weeks. Today's the end of week wrap up. It's Friday. We'll take a peek over here at the total altcoin market cap, see how we're progressing and any type of recovery that's going on here. It's been a busy week with news over here. I haven't really covered very much news on this channel throughout the week, but PayPal will let customers withdraw crypto, which is a big deal because, they've always kind of kept it within their walled garden that you could just purchase it within your PayPal account, but you had no functionality to it to be able to send it anywhere. Pretty big deal for that to finally come to crypto for PayPal. The lead attorney for the SEC in the lawsuit versus Ripple moved to withdraw himself from the case against Ripple. Dugan Bliss, the senior trial counsel at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, is seeking the court's permission to withdraw from the Ripple case. The attorney says that he is leaving the agency after spending over 10 years there. Of course, that sparked a lot of speculation on what's happening over there with the case, with the lead attorney wanting to resign and leave from the case. Jeremy Hogan chimed in on this and said lots of people are asking if the SEC attorney withdrawing from the case means anything. Very likely not. The lawyer has probably accepted a much more lucrative position at a big New York defense firm, just like the career progression of half of Ripple's defense team, which of course he's making a little smiley face reference there to the fact that a lot of Ripple's defense team is former SEC lawyers. And like we see in each Bitcoin bull run or cryptocurrency bull run, major Bitcoin mining region in China sets tough penalties for cryptocurrency activities. So some type of ban out of China always shows up at just the right time in a drawdown in the cryptocurrency market. These are the kind of stories I'm always kind of speculative about how real these stories really are when we see this kind of stuff. And then I consider this to be more of real news, but still requires some type of speculation to it on what it could really mean for the actual case. But the PayPal stuff is the stuff I consider real news. I consider that actual real because we will soon be able to withdraw cryptocurrency if you're purchasing it within PayPal. And I think that's a real story. That's real news. It doesn't require any speculation on that. You could speculate what that means. Why are they wanting to let go of the Bitcoins and let go of the crypto and let it leave their ecosystem? Who knows? But it's real news, right? Does this really mean anything? Hard to know. Is any of this real? I have absolutely no clue. So for me, for the most part, I really just like to stick to the charts because, hey, I have no idea what news is being planted, when it's being planted, and I don't trust any of it when it ever comes out. So sticking to the charts is more of like, if the news comes out, then it's confirming what I'm believing to see happening in the charts, because we know that a lot of news is planted. We know that a lot of news comes out when it's supposed to come out, and it becomes very difficult to determine when that news is real and when that news is not real. So for me, I really just like to stick to the charts, and that's what we'll do for the remainder of this video. If you've caught my videos throughout the week, we've talked about a couple of things. I'm just going to kind of reiterate that here at the end of week wrap up for today for our Friday, and that for the total altcoin market cap, for example, I'm just going to show this up here on the top because on the bottom I have the Dow Jones. The areas of interest for me are going to be the retracement levels up here at the top to see, hey, are we going to be able to crack through these things, or is this market going to roll over on itself after it gets up in here? Or what's going to happen down here if we have a pullback further deep back down to the bottom side of the range? Can we hold this price level down in here? So long as we're right there in the middle, there's just not a whole lot to say, right? We're just kind of stuck in here, and it's just going to be kind of a grind our way back up as we've seen happen in these V bottoms and as we saw happen back at the end of the sell-off that took place down there at C19 stuff, right? Back in March of last year. You look at the growth rate of how that thing got out of there. It was ugly getting out of there. It didn't happen fast. It happened very, very slowly. And I'm expecting that we'd see something like that. Still, that's a V bottom getting out of there. But look how slow it took to get out of there and how sloppy it was to get its way out of there. Just kind of stair-stepping its way up. Have a week and a half of sideways consolidation, step up. A week sideways, step up. 2 weeks sideways, step up. And like I showed back here on the Dow, when the Dow started pulling out of there, it was a little bit faster, but very similar to the rate at which it pulled out of the great financial crisis. And that's what I think our C19 sell-off in crypto was like. It was like our great financial crisis. And then when we had this big pullback here in the Dow, you could see how it got out of there. And if you went out, let's just pretend you got out of there just slightly faster than what happened over here, and you finally got your way out like that, Well, still, you're looking at way back here, late July, mid to late July, if you go even just a little bit faster than what our last recovery out of there looked like, right? And this is what the recovery looked like that led into the monster bull run that we've come to enjoy and love at this point. That was how it all began, was right back in here. And well, if you had a V bottom out of there, that's what you're looking at. So in the coming weeks, that's really just going to be the thing I'm kind of looking for, is that we're just going to kind of be doing some volatile consolidating and grinding our way back up like we typically see at these moments, so long as we are just doing a double tap back test of the bull flag V bottom breakout. That it does just consolidate in here for a while, and it can be boring because I just don't see the price action being very exciting to the upside, at least for the next few weeks. And I think that we're going to have to digest a lot of that. And I've talked about how, these things do recover a lot slower than the way they do move down, and it's very simple to understand why. And it's that if anybody understands computer programming, or if you don't understand computer programming, one of the most simple computer codes you can write is if then statements. And so if something occurs, then do this. And that's what a limit order is in trading. So if the price hits this, then perform this action, either sell or either buy. And so when we have these moves to the downside and they happen fast, you have lots of these orders that are already put into the books, lots of these if then statements, lots of these limit orders placed to where if the price hits here, then sell. And so we see them get triggered and triggered and triggered, and mix in the fact that you have retail investors, a lot of speculators who are over leveraged, and all of these events are happening at the same time. You have these inexperienced, euphoric retail traders who are now selling because they're panicked, along with all the limit orders getting triggered, along with all the liquidations and margin calls happening at the same time. And it just creates this massive move to the downside. Then, as it finally settles and starts recovering, we're no longer doing these margin calls or liquidating portfolios or panicking people or FOMOing people. We're now at boring price action. And so the recovery takes longer because we don't have all those if then statements, all of those limit orders getting triggered at the same time, and those margin call liquidations happening at the same time. So recoveries are a lot slower because a lot of things aren't triggering at the exact same moment. And so as we head into the weekend, we'll see how all these leverage traders start doing. We can start to see that leverage is starting to return at this point, especially over here on XRP after this fall has already occurred. Retail traders decided to short the bottom as hard as they possibly can, with a record-setting amount of shorts are now being placed on XRP. So has it set itself up for a just slingshot to the upside? The last time we had this level of shorts placed on XRP back in September of 2018, the price did fire up 180% in a matter of 3 days, liquidating those shorts. So we do see margin coming back. We do see risk taking starting to return. I do see the margin longs returning over there on Bitcoin. So we've got a lot of stuff happening in here, but we're going to have to give this market some time to digest. And what we've historically seen, if this is a double tap back test, is that the total altcoin market cap, it's just going to be brutally boring for quite a while. But maybe we can get surprised by that. Maybe it'll fire to the upside. But if I just go base my expectations on how I've seen markets react in the past, that is kind of how it happens. So we'll keep this video relatively brief. I just wanted to show you how I set my expectations right now. Not a whole lot different to say today than we've said throughout the week. I just wanted to kind of reiterate it in there. And I know I did take a day off in the middle of the week just 2 days ago. If I took another day off today, people be like, what's going on? But the reality is I took a day off in the middle of the week to keep myself available over the weekend in case anything crazy does happen this weekend. So if we do get some wild price action, I will be here. I know last weekend I told you guys I will not be here no matter what on Friday or Saturday. That's not going to be the case this weekend. If we get something really crazy, I'll be here. And I know this is a trying time. I'm very aware we're in extreme fear. A lot of people in this market, like I talked about when we were extreme greed, that there's a huge segment of new people in this market that have never, ever experienced extreme fear before. Pretty much the laser eyes diamond hands community, the people who have only experienced up and think they have these laser eyes and diamond hands are the ones who have never been through the extreme fear. And the people who have been through the extreme fear are actually the real diamond hand people. So this is a trying time. It'll wash out a lot of the speculators during this whole time. We'll see how many of them make it through to the other side. But otherwise, we'll just kind of get through this moment together. And I thought I'd show you how I set my expectations based on what we've seen in the past. So hopefully that's the way it plays out. Hopefully we are V-bottoming out of here, and we'll keep an eye on it. And I'll check in with you guys throughout the weekend if we have any wild price action. Otherwise, if you're looking for something to do over the weekend, of course, you can check out my website, which is bcbacker.com. This is my course where I deep dive into the previous Bitcoin bull runs and the different altcoin market cycles, tying them all together, talking about percentages and mathematics, how to set up your own charts within TradingView, and I should walk you through the indicators on there, including CoinTrader Pro. I'll talk about my exit plans in here, and you can check this out over here on bcbacker.com. You can follow me over here on Twitter at bcbacker. Make sure you do follow me over here on Twitter. If there's ever a day where I don't post a video or something else is going on, I always update my Twitter about that. And then, of course, please, please, please have me wake up at like 11 o'clock in the night, do a big green candle, and I post a rocket ship on Twitter over the weekend. That would be so lovely. But yep, follow me on Twitter at bcbacker. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel. If you could, please like this video and give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you could be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice, and I am not a financial advisor. But if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.